out there. That's a pretty nice little fish right there. First one for the morning. That's what right there. Alright guys, that's what lives in these canals right here. Just throwing that little prop bait around. Probably she's on the bed and everything. That shows in these little residential canals you can get some big fish out of here. Let me put her in a live well, lively her up, and then we're going to release her. Nice, about 5.5 pounder. That's why when you get your bait hung up in a tree, you always want to take another bait and cast up in that air before you go up in there to get it up, before you spook any fish out. If I would have went on up in there to get my bait, I would have spooked that little, right at 3 pounder out, and I would have never caught that fish. So always remember, if you throw and get your bait stuck up in a tree or something, you need to go get it, always take another bait if it's a good looking area and pitch up in there, and it might pay off and you might get it a fish. Okay guys, we're fixing to make a move. I'm fixing to go out a little bit deeper, see if we can't find some offshore stuff. I want to show you one fish. I put it in the live well. It was one I didn't get on camera this morning. It was one this morning. It was actually a real good fish that I caught on a prop bait, fishing little isolated pads and seawalls like I've been concentrating on today. I'm going to pull him out of the live well and show him to you, but like I said, I just wanted to y'all be able to see the fish and everything before I released it and everything. I apologize I wasn't able to get this on camera though for you. Okay guys, here you go. That was a real good fish I caught this morning and everything. She's probably about 6.5, 7 pounds and everything. I want to release her and get her back in the water, but I just wanted y'all to get a picture of before I signed off. What's up guys? I just wanted to go over today with how we caught some of these fish and go over my setups and show you what I was using and everything. What we were using today was catching on, basically we got a good morning bite. We caught them on frogs. I'm using a gavacho frog. I'll first go over my frog setup. I'm throwing this on a 7-foot heavy Enigma HPT rod. The reason I like this rod, it's got a lot of backbone. I have a good tip to really work that frog. They really wanted this frog real slow today, so I was just little slight twitches, and this little gavacho frog right here, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's one of my favorite frogs to use. My reel, it's a 7-3-1 Enigma ECAST series. This is one of the newer reels that Enigma has put out, 7.3 to gear ratio, very smooth, good drag. I have that put on with, I've got 65-pound braid on here. The key to this frog setup is your rod, reel, line. It's all the setup. If you don't have the right setup when you're throwing a frog, you're going to lose a lot of key fish and everything. This was a real like when I got a lot of short strikes and missed them on with that prop bait, I was able to usually throw this right in there and I was able to get them to hit on it, and I boated every one of them fish. My next setup is was my prop bait. This is, you probably heard of it, it's a gold boy howdy and everything prop bait. I've got this paired up with, this is the Enigma Epon rod. This is one of our newer rods. It is close to the HPT, same blank and everything, just different components on it. But I really like this Epon series because it has the rubber grips, whereas your Epon has the cork. I do like cork handles though, but these rubber grips, very light. This is a medium fast action rod, which you want to have that tip and you want to have some flexibility. With these treble hooks, you put 2 heavy action rod on there, you can pull those hooks out of the fish's mouth and everything. That big fish that I showed y'all earlier, that was actually caught here on this prop bait and everything. I've got that reel. This is again, it's one of the Epon series, Enigma Epon series. Now this one right here is a 6-6-1. I wanted a little bit slower action with this right here. This is actually my rod. A lot of times I throw a jerk bait on. But it works perfectly also for this little prop bait that I was throwing these little canals, catching them a lot around the seawalls, on isolated pads, just any little targets I could pitch around that I really wanted a slow presentation. I could get this right here and get them to fire on it. Had this paired up with monofilament line. You want the monofilament because it floats. You don't want to put fluorocarbon on there. Anytime you're putting fishing with a topwater bait, I always either use braid or mono, never fluorocarbon when you're fishing top water, because the fluorocarbon sinks, takes away from the action of your bait. So make sure you've got the right setup when you're fishing this. Like I said, this is a 6-8 medium fast action, medium heavy fast action tip. paired with a 6-6-1 Enigma Epon reel, paired up with 12-pound monofilament line. This would done fine just to horse those fish in. Like I said, it didn't have no problem getting it. That was probably, I didn't actually weigh it. It was probably, you know, around 6, between 6.5, something like that. It was actually real good fish. But anyway, that's my setup today. We had conditions. The water started out this morning about 63. We're in a spawn and everything. We've still got some fish spawning, but we've got a lot of them have already spawned. So we've got a lot of fry garters. That's why I wanted to throw these top waters. I figured I could get a lot of these little bucks to bite it, just, you know, to have a good fun day. But anyway, if you like our video and everything, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I want to put a big thank you out to my sponsors, Pro Tour Baits, Enigma Fishing, Power Pole. You know, I couldn't do this without y'all. Also Titan Tungsten. Like I said, if you want to check out these baits, you know, I'll put a link in